Alrighty, 3, 2, 1. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is midnight. Today, September 26, 2020, is easily the biggest day of my entire life. Maybe the biggest day I will ever live. And there's a few reasons for this, but the best place for me to start this video is by saying hello. Now I know that there's a high probability that people watching this, a lot of people watching this, may not even know who I am. Most of you probably do, and you've been waiting for this for a while. I posted 2 other videos, talking about this, letting you guys know where I've been. For 5 years, I was a gaming YouTuber, and for the last year of my life, literally 1 year ago today, I started pursuing something called ARK. I have never been this nervous. I have never been this at a loss for words. There really is so much that I want to tell you, so much that I want to show you, and I want to tell you what it's gonna do, how I think it will actually change the world. Like, I'm not kidding when I say that this is something I think will make everybody's life better. I should be posting this video exactly 1 hour before we announce and release the biggest animation I have ever worked on. 2 animations, actually. The first one talks about ARK and the ARK platform, the software, and the second one talks about the hardware and shows you guys a few of the things we've been working on. These videos are coming out exactly 1 hour after I've posted this. So if you're watching this when it first comes out, you'll be able to make it to the premiere. If you are watching it after, it's totally okay. You can still go to the channel. I'll link it down below. I know so often you probably hear YouTubers saying like, okay, watch this entire video, but if there's one video I ever make that I hope you guys watch through the entire thing on, it's this one, easily, no doubt. There's a lot of information that I think will hopefully blow your mind. But the best place for me to start is by telling you a quick story. I was about 3 weeks into pursuing, the creation of this idea, pursuing the creation of ARK. I had 2 really exciting ideas that stood out to me. I had just recently decided to, try to bring these things into reality. I felt like just a YouTuber, a young guy. I had no idea what to do to even, make this happen. But I had this crazy idea, and that idea was, okay, I should hop on a plane, fly to Silicon Valley, and see if I could meet with someone who could help me figure this out. Crazy, I know. And long story short, I ended up getting a meeting with this company called Snowflake. I hopped on an early morning flight, I flew to San Francisco, and I, sat down with these business executives and pitched my crazy idea to them. On the flight there, I had wrote in my journal, ARK, 1 hour meeting, tell story, be genuine, be humble, flow state, be like water, rings, total breakdown, glasses, optical display, blah, 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 Ark Hub, network nodes that will change the world. I was hyping myself up. I went into this meeting and I absolutely bombed it. Well, I didn't really bomb it, but it could have gone better. I was really nervous. I was talking all over myself. I was just a mess. And I presented something to them that at the time was completely an idea, just an idea, that's it. The premise of this idea was, okay, imagine you have 2 rings. You connect these smart rings to a mobile device. On the outside of these rings could be a user interface that could detect single taps, multi-taps, deep presses. They could be motion tracking. They could detect swipes, pretty much everything a VR controller could do. And the novelty was from what was on the inside of the ring. On the inside of the ring, I wanted to put an electric tactile array that could, a user could feel electric impulse on their finger. Bear with me, I know this sounds crazy. In essence, the concept at the time was, that's a tongue twister. You put these rings on, you train yourself to feel these electric impulse. You could teach yourself how to, differentiate between 26 different inputs correlating to the English alphabet. And the home run pitch was, okay, once you go through this process of learning, you could get a text on your phone and you could feel the information. You could be driving and have the GPS on your phone, and instead of, having to listen to what the GPS is saying, you could just feel it. I knew there would have to be some sort of training system, maybe implementing some sort of smart glasses that could teach you how to understand these sensations easier. Anyways, this may be a sigh of relief, but ARK is not announcing these rings today. This is not what we're doing. We're not making the electric tactile ring, but we are making the world's first AR smart rings that are designed to replace the VR controllers as well as pretty much any controller for IoT devices or technology. So now that you've heard that, let me describe to you what ARK is and what specifically we're working on. ARK is hoping to be the very first mainstream social AR platform. When you hear AR, think of augmented reality. If you're familiar with, Pokemon Go or Minecraft Earth, augmented reality has been out for a while, but no one has done it fully right. All sorts of big companies are betting that it's going to change the world. I told you guys this before, but essentially the key insight that we're operating off of is this idea that spatial data, or data that represents the real world, in some way or the other, number one, will be the most important data within the next 5 years. And two, that this data is some of the most personal data that will ever exist, and you do not want a big company like Amazon or Facebook, who are known for not really handling user data correctly, to own this. To be very specific with you guys, what Ark is currently working on, we have 2 products that I believe are world's firsts. If you've seen the announcement trailer, you'll know this, but these 2 products are the Ark rings, smart rings that can connect to mobile phones, the same user interface I described earlier, no intense electrode array for this initial version. It's a big project. They're secure. The aim here is to, get to the point where you can't see my TV, but imagine having a smart ring on your finger and being able to point to a TV and interact with it right here. If you're thinking augmented reality, imagine I have a AR ball in my hand. I could get to the point where I could, toss you something and you could catch it. The second product is this bad boy, which I will explain to you guys in just a second. This is the Ark Hub, and this is not the final version. This is the prototype test bed, but this represents the very first standalone spatial computer. This device is made to make everyone's life better. It's really useful in homes and also in stores and businesses. This device is made to be spatially aware and situationally aware, which means it understands the space it's in, and it understands, devices, people, things happening around it. The third thing is our platform, the Ark platform. This is free. This is totally free, and it's super exciting. Like, if you guys go to ark.com, you can sign up for the beta right now, and this beta is coming out December of this year. It's here. It just blows my mind. The beta will not be in its final stage right away, right? It's a beta. But at launch, we're gonna have 4 really amazing features. The 4 main ones are live view, which is your way to interface with, edit, spatial data. You're gonna have access to creator tool. So this is a environment that allows you to develop any sort of 2D or 3D item, texture, experience for AR. You'll have access to the Ark Marketplace, which is an area that allows you to sell these AR creations. Like, literally on day one, you guys are gonna be able to put your creativity into creating something that's an AR item, and then you could potentially sell this to, thousands of people around the world, or you could just share it for free. Ark is a platform of creation, and everything we are doing is for the user, right? This is really important. Like when I mentioned spatial data earlier, which is still probably abstract to you guys. Spatial data is incredibly personal, and it should be treated that way. And I have a huge problem right now with what big companies who use AR are doing with spatial data. At beta, Ark allows you to generate all sorts of very rich spatial data, and we're also really stern on the fact that this data belongs to you. This is something that no other AR platform or any big company has publicly stated, but this data should be yours. When it comes to outside spaces, that's definitely up for debate, but inside your house, inside your business, that data should belong to you. And anything that you should do to empower this data should also, belong to you. I've said this before, that Ark is truly like an underdog in this situation, but I fully believe that we have an opportunity to compete at a large scale if we do this right. Now, literally none of it would be possible without the amazing team of people who have been developing this, the amazing investors who have come on board, the awesome, freaking fantastic group of influencers that are, now becoming part of the Ark team. Quick shout outs to Preston, Skeppy, Laserbeam, Creek, tons of other people. But most importantly, none of this would ever be possible or will ever come to life without you guys. You guys at home watching this right now, who I hope you guys are users of this one day. I've told you guys before, and that I will never be able to fully put out there or articulate how important you guys are to me and this entire process. And just removing Ark from the picture for a second, I freaking love you guys. makes me kind of emotional, but I don't want to do this to become notorious or get extraordinarily wealthy. I had this gut feeling back when I started working on this 1 year ago that this was my once in a lifetime opportunity to produce something or develop something that actually would help change the world for the better. Help, make everybody's life better. It's so weird saying it like that, but I really do want this to make your life better, your life easier. I've never found so much personal joy and excitement and just fulfillment before I started working on this. And I know we're still so far away from where we want to be, but it's so amazing the support and feedback that I've seen even this far. So now that you've been introduced to the ring and the platform, let me talk a bit about the spatial computer. And this thing right here, if you're, this is heavy, this is pretty intense looking, kind of complicated. What this truly represents and is made to represent is the very first ever standalone spatial computer. When I was at that Silicon Valley meeting 1 year ago, they, told me very honestly and straightforward, like, hey, this is a good idea, you should pursue this, but you shouldn't go to a meeting like this unless you have something to show people. You shouldn't talk to people about this unless you have something to show. Now, again, the final form of this device is, roughly previewed in that animation we showed, but the baseline model is going to be much thinner, much lighter, much cheaper. It's going to be around $250. I truly believe that the Ark Hub, or the standalone spatial computer, is going to revolutionize gaming, retail, entertainment, future robotics, or set the baseline for future robotics. The device at the end of the day is going to be very simple. You buy it, you unbox it, you plug it in, you connect it to your phone, and then the first thing you do is feed it spatial data of the room you're in, or data representing the room you're in. So you'll connect it to your phone, you'll pull out your phone, you'll start scanning your room. You take all of this data and then you send it to this device to run in real time. Once this is plugged in and running and it understands the space it's in, it then tries to understand the things happening around it, right? Like where the users are, where IoT or Internet of Thing devices are, like a Roomba. A Roomba is a perfect example. The reason why in both animations we show a Roomba is it's one of the early use cases we discovered with this, where right now if you want to use a Roomba, you unbox it, you set it down, it kind of bumps around, it starts teaching itself the place it's in, it teaches itself its floor model, it potentially bumps into walls, not picking on Roomba, but just like electric vacuums, they'll move around, they'll bump into things, they kind of struggle. But if you have a device that already knows the space it's in, you can simply unbox a electric vacuum or a drone or any sort of robotics and just connect it to this device. And then it would be privy to the space that it's in. And a drone in this example, it could connect to the hub, understand, oh, hey, I'm right here. And then it could just fly around and navigate. A couple more really awesome use cases. So let's say I wanted to sell you guys this. We're gonna use the hub as a table for now. So whenever a user is around an Ark Hub or inside its spatial model, if you open up your Ark app, you will automatically connect to the closest hub. If I connect to this hub, I can see all of the spatial data already set up. So if I was an owner of a store and I was trying to sell you this, I could simply scan my space, send it to my hub, set a spatial data point around this item that I'm trying to sell you. If a user walks into my store, oh, hey, I wanna buy something, what could I buy? The user would then point their phone at this area, they'd see the spatial data, they could see an interaction to buy whatever is inside of this spatial area. They could just click their screen, yeah, I wanna buy it, and then it's theirs. I'm gonna give you guys one more example before I wrap this video up that will absolutely blow your mind. It's probably one of the coolest things, but before I do that, let me show you a few of the things that we already have to show from the beta. It's actually the alpha of the platform. So one of our lead developers sent us this, and I'll pop it up on the side so you guys can watch it with me. Let's go ahead and play it. So this shows live view, and it's, you can see the dev's hand, but it shows how you're instantly scanning, you're generating the spatial data while you have live view open. The developer opens up the backpack tool, loads in the floor is lava experience. Our goal is to make it so that anybody can develop these experiences. So that's just one of the millions of things that will be possible with the platform, but let me pop up another thing. This is someone scanning a space around them. They're actually outside when they're doing it. You'll see them generating this mesh, this spatial data, and then once they generate this, they can actually view a real-time model of this space. If you take this spatial data and you send it to a hub, you could theoretically view that spatial data non-locally. This means if I'm a business or a user or an influencer, whoever I may be, I can have my hub and I could have 100 people virtually join my space or virtually interact with things that I've set up. The hub enables virtual shopping. It's a frictionless shopping solution that I think is really profound, but another really cool feature. At the very end of the beta announcement vid, you see a guy walking into a room and there's this grid that generates in front of him. So this is shared space. Imagine you and I are friends on the Ark app, and in my room, I have an open area over here. You can't really see it, but I point my phone at this open space. I create a grid around this open space. I take this grid or this space and I send it to you. You could take this, you could set it down on your floor, and we could both walk into our own spaces that would be localized together. Even if we're across the world, I could pull out an AR item, like with my phone, just pull out something right in front of me. If I was in this space, you could see the same thing. You could interact with the same thing. We could play games together in this space. This will open up a whole new world for mass multiplayer gaming. We have addressed this. We're trying to make some really cool things for you guys. And honestly, you don't even need the hub to do this. The hub makes it way better. It makes it not as laggy because it helps you process, a ton of stuff. But I understand that a lot of what I said has been pretty crazy, and I hope it has made sense, and I hope it has excited you guys to some degree. Really just want to ask you guys, if you like this, if you understand it, if you're excited about it, of course, let me know down below, but it really means the world if you guys can help support this. Right now, go check out the beta announcement animation down below, as well as the product announcement. The Ark ring design may evolve over time, but if you like this stuff, it would mean the world if you could help support it. If you want to follow me on socials, you can, but at the end of the day, even if I was if this thing blew up and it actually had the impact that I want it to, and I didn't get a huge clout or anything like that, that's totally fine with me. I would be so okay with just sitting in the background and, knowing that I had done something that had actually made a difference. So your support means the world to me on this. Make sure you go sign up for beta, okay? Tell a friend, if you could, tell a friend, tell them to sign up for beta, get them interested. And honestly, guys, let's change the world together. We're taking early reservations for this product, which are very limited. This is going to be it's not even a pre-order, it's the stage before pre-order. Essentially, it's saying, if you reserve this, we will 100% make one of these for you, not this heavy brick, but we will make the official Ark Hub for you. But the beta signups are free and totally unlimited. So if this is at all 5% exciting for you, make sure you sign up for beta, okay? It is at arkh.com, ARKH.com. It is super easy. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching through this entire video. I started recording at 12:15 and it is now 1:26, so I'm gonna go get some sleep. I have a really big day today, and honestly, I am so incredibly excited and kind of nervous, but mainly excited to see how this goes and to see how you guys take this video. So I love you so much. I hope you did enjoy, and you'll definitely be hearing from me soon. So take care. Goodbye, everybody.